Hello everybody and welcome to my vlog. I'm here in the beautiful city of Manila, capital of Philippines. It's my second day here and I decided to make a little walkthrough with you. I mean, as you can see, it's a pretty chaotic city, not very clean, and also there is a not very pleasant smell. So you can kind of imagine what it feels like. The temperature here is about 32 degrees Celsius, which is about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and almost, I don't know, close to 100% humidity. So it's very hot and humid here. So I'm here walking, sweating, with my shoes dirty in all this mud, but at the same time it's nice. You know, it has good sides to it. Yesterday I arrived here. I had a 14-hour flight to the city of Xiamen or something, whatever it's called. It's a city in China. I had about 12 hours layover, and then I took another plane for 2 hours, and here I am. You know, one thing I strongly dislike about Philippines and, you know, Manila in particular is that people here, when they see a gringo, they think they can, you know, rip me off, and you know, they successfully do that. So I just been, you know, ripped off pretty bad for a tour. I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't say I had to pay less. It feels like I've been ripped off, and whenever you feel like you are ripped off, you were ripped off, I guess. But you know, it's part of a traveling experience. And also, you know, people here, they kind of demand tips. That's something I personally don't like. You know, I think tips should not exist. That's my humble opinion. You know, I don't like that in America so many people, they basically depend on generosity of strangers. I think it's wrong. And here, you know, people are kind of like sometimes demanding a tip, like you owe them something, and it doesn't feel very good. So here's the typical street of Manila. As you can see, nice and clean. Hey, it could be worse, right? But at the same time, you know, it's a very nice place. People here are very nice, very, you know, like if you talk to them, they're, you know, smiling and happy and, you know, very open. Or at least they seem like that, you know. I booked my hotel. By the way, my hotel is not very nice. You know, I don't have a good room. There are no windows. So, and it's kind of hot in there. But, you know, what can you do? So I booked this hotel until only Monday, while I'm going to stay here until December 6th, if I remember correctly. So I'm thinking of going to another city in Philippines, or possibly go to a resort. I know there are two resorts. One is called Boracay, and another one, I forgot what it's called, but it's a famous resort too. So I might go to one of these places. If anyone knows where I can go, you're welcome to share good news with me. One thing that kind of surprised me about Philippines is that although they have a language here which exists in a spoken and written form, 99% of all signs are in English. So as you can see here, it's all in English, even though they speak their language. But everyone here speaks English too. It's just that, if they speak a different language with each other, why can't they put signs in that language? I mean, everywhere, in every other country I visited, that's what they do. If they speak French, they have all the signs in French. And when I was in China for my layover, you could definitely tell that you're in China, while in here it could be like you're in some undeveloped part of America, because everything is in English. Yeah, well, there you go. I'm actually going back to my hotel right now, trying to find where it is. Thanks God, or maybe Steve Jobs, for inventing an iPhone, and so I can have a map right there on my phone, and I don't really get lost. Well, I actually do still get lost, but not as much and not as bad. Even a regular paper map is not good enough for me. I really get lost very easily. The traffic here in Manila is absolutely unbearable. It's about as bad, maybe even worse than LA. And if you don't know what LA traffic is, you don't know hell. And this is like even deeper depth of hell. It's kind of chaotic too, and so when you're crossing the road, I personally don't cross the road by myself, because I'm afraid that I will not be able to notice a car coming from some weird angle. So I make sure there are other people crossing the road, and I go with them. It always almost makes me like a Manila local. But yeah, so far I'm glad I went. I think that traveling is something, it's a very rewarding experience, and for me, after some time of living in one place, I just need to go and experience a totally different place. All right, now where can I go? You see, there is that large pool of water which I cannot jump over, and here there is some kind of water dripping. I don't know if you can see, but it's dripping from the roof up here, and there is a car parked which is also blocking the way. So looks like I have to get wet a little bit and go through this water. Oh well. Yeah, and I just stepped in some mud. So I can understand why Filipino people take off their shoes at home. We definitely do need to do that. Here we go, McDonald's. Looks familiar. Alright. I think I'm kind of lost again. This is Intramuros. It's actually a Spanish fortress. You see, Philippines used to be a part of Spain until about 19th century, when it was conquered by, guess who? United States. So it used to be American territory. And then after World War II, when it was occupied by Japanese, it became an independent country. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe it would be good if if it still was an American territory. Then it could be like more or rather less third worldly. But at the same time, it would be kind of more just a generic American kind of commercialized place, and wouldn't have that authenticity about it. So here we go. All right, I guess that's my first walk through Manila. I hope to do many more. See you later. Peace and love.